First of all, Brian Youngman is the good guy. And as a good guy, he has beliefs and morals and ethics. He's a lawyer who was a prosecutor. He could have gone into big law, but he ultimately decided he didn't want to be subject to the requirements of the big firms, which try to milk their clients, he felt. And so he hangs out his own shingle and takes on everything in the world initially, and then, of all things, because he gets divorced, gets involved in divorce law, becomes a divorce attorney. And that's where we find him at the beginning of Tequila. He's a divorce lawyer, a good man, tries to keep in shape. He's an expert in judo, which is very important for the story. He knows how to handle himself and keeps himself in good shape. He's now divorced, so he's single. He's prepared to do whatever he needs to for his clients and work to make life better. He's got ethical obligations he feels in divorce to help kids get better and to encourage parents to do the right thing, whether it be getting off alcohol or dealing with anger management or whatever. He's that kind of conciliatory type divorce lawyer. And he's the kind of guy that most people will just like. I'm a big believer in clarity when it comes to the art of writing. As a lawyer, we deal with shades of gray, but our job as lawyers is to make our client look like the good guy. All clients have shades of gray. Well, in art, I want you to have no doubt that this is the guy that you're going to like. You're going to identify with him and you're going to support him. You're going to root for him. And he tries to do the right thing, although he has his faults. So that's my character, Brian Youngman, who will carry through multiple books for me. Becomes a lawyer for a divorce in a very wealthy family. And after all, this happens, divorces in very wealthy families. And when there's a lot of money involved in divorces, it can get rather nasty and it can be a challenge for all the people involved. Well, the Ramirez family starts in Mexico. They develop a fabulous tequila, which they market ultimately internationally and very successfully. And so it starts with the grandfather in Mexico, and it goes on to his daughter, who is Marta, and she grows the company even more so. And then it comes to Maria, calling her the granddaughter, who is in charge of the company. And the company has grown so to be a multi-billionaire type enterprise, a big company. The problem that Maria has is she's got some brothers, family members who are not perfect. In fact, one of them is plain evil. And as I said, I like to make things very clear. Miguel is the evil character in my story. And you will not shirk from hating him. You will hate him from the moment you meet him. You will find him despicable, and he actually gets worse as the book goes on, and does all kinds of things in order to gain control and power over the company. Then there's a third brother, and I know that many wealthy families have a character who just is not very special. I think of, if you remember, the Billy Bush example, or other characters which we can come up with who just, they're not very special, but they're hangers-on and they want their piece of the action. And so she's got a brother named Tommaso, and he's the one who's getting divorced. And because he's getting divorced, his soon-to-be ex-wife wants a big piece of the company. And she also wants a little bit of revenge, because that is what happens in divorce actions, sadly. People become angry and they take it out in these extended and horrible divorce cases. So we see a little bit of that in Tequila. We see a little bit of divorce court as the story progresses. Well, Maria is probably my favorite character. She is also the good guy, as it were. She is brilliant and educated and beautiful, and yet she's a down-to-earth person. The people in her company like her. She's kind to everyone. She is somebody that everybody's going to like and appreciate, and uh, every woman will want to be just like Maria. I'm hoping when they read about her. And of course, she's an adversary, essentially, to Brian Youngman, because he's on the side of the ex-wife, and Maria's in charge of the company, and the ex-wife wants a big piece of the company. So there's really a kind of adversarial relationship between the two of them that changes during the process. And they go through a variety of harrowing adventures, shall we say, in as Tequila progresses, as the book continues. And it's supposed to be fun. I hope people have fun reading that. It goes fast. I make short chapters. So some chapters are 9 or 10 pages. Some chapters are 3 or 4 pages. I like things to be in bits and pieces so you can move along in the story and see what other characters are doing. And by the way, I know if I look at a chapter and it's 50 pages long, I think, oh my gosh, when it's 5 pages long, I want to read it.